everybody, it's me, Trader Max, here on Puris, and we are on, it's July 23rd, 2024, and we are on the chart. We're going to do a quick chart read. We're going to look at what's happening, what's going on. Lots of good volume the other day, which had a good, in fact, after already some organic and some good volume going on. Remember, these guys are in rating, they're doing their thing. When times go quiet, this is where we return to natural channels, right? Natural channels, good stuff. Being able to trade high and low from the divisionals, right? Our main divisional that we're sitting at right now is between 80,000 and 46,000. This is a good running of the mean here between these two. If we really look, this is our true channel that we're developed now, right? We were developed lower before, just a couple of weeks ago. Then you had some big push, a big amount, and now we're settling into the first real long-term channel. And this is what we're hoping on. Why? Because this consistent value supports the low while also trading and making some money. Now, let me lower this line down just a little bit, right around 50,000, right? 50,000 is a nice psychological earmark. Now, what we're looking for, we're gonna do a little bit of a cleanup here on the chart from the last time. And if I'm still in, I'm doing pretty well. I haven't really taken too much loss on that, but again, I'm here for the long term as well. But I'm going to keep this bag solid, and if I do trade, I'm going to be looking for these movements up, not to sell off what I originally invested back over here, okay, or back over here, whatever it is. I'm going to keep that bag, but I'm going to inject more capita to trade with, and I'm going to show you what that looks like here in a moment. We're not going to be making a trade right now, but we are going to set up for our system. I'm going to grab our Fibonacci. So what I look for in a trend, right? Remember, this is all relative to nothing happening really going on. If there's no events, there's no market makers, there's no other stuff. You're just pushing a natural holding floor because all the great people that are here. This is a natural great floor, about 36,000, super, super powerful. As long as not everybody eats their bag tomorrow because whatever, right? There's no bad news. Remember, good news, bad news affects the market. No news affects it to go sideways. And this is what you want. You want a channel development drop of up and down, right? So I can work with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this high and we're going to look at the first level down, right? And the first level down, we want at least 1 or 2 or 3 bumps in that. But I can start to project a little bit. I'll bring it out to right around here. You want to be on a 15-minute chart max. So because we want to deliberate what's going to happen over the next 24 hours in a way. Okay, if there's nothing else that's happening. I grab a Fibonacci. I go to the mark. That's the first down. I look at that process. I come out right around here. What time is it right now? It's 20 on the chart, 1930 from that point. So I'm going to go to 1930 right around here, right about there. Good. And okay. Now I didn't need to come down this low. I want to come around right about, I want to find where my trend line hits and the bottom of the mark. That's what I'm looking for, right about there. Okay. Now, why do I do that? Well, because I know that this is a bottom low. I mean, we could have came down here, but this seems to be the trend is because this is the return, right? This is the real power of that resistance, boom, you know, and support level was hit here, up, resistance level, pop, right? This is how you trade in the big leagues. So at this point, what I'm looking for is for this price to pop back up here at least once. If it does it once, it might come back down and do it again. But there's so much bottom pressure here off this bottom. Even if I were to lower it down just a tad right about there, right, off this bottom, I could start looking for anything that pops in over here is considered a buying pressure. And so that means it's pushed through this resistance trend. And up in here, it's going to be up in here, and we're going to take a buy in at that point. So over the next, say, hour or so, I'm going to be scanning and watching this. If it does happen to hit here, okay, we're going to draw our perspective lines on. If it happens to hit here where we think it's going to hit, going to bounce and come back up to right down in here. If it does, it's going to do one of these numbers and come up, and it should end up right around this area, right? And we're going to try to hit that target. Looks like a big sperm, doesn't it? But the process is we're going to try to hit that area over a period of time. Now, the only other thing that it could do, okay, if it's in exhaustion, right, because we don't really have a lot of previous data to work with after we've created this new channel up here, the real power that it could come down to is down in this level here, right? So it could still just keep futtering and come back down and be down in this. But this is a good settling as well. So if it does come up and come past it, and you do happen, it does fall, and you put Remember, when you're doing this, there's a thing called consistency plus volume equals goal. Use the little volume as possible when you trade at this level here. Only what you can afford to do. Don't go 20, 30 SOL into this. This is not the time for that, right? So if you do like 0.2 or 0.1, you can afford that $10 or $13. If it doesn't work out, what you do is you just hold that and you wait for that speculation. Remember how many coins you use. Don't sell off coins that you've had from previous buys, right? Sell off only what you've injected when the marker hits where it's supposed to hit and you trade. That way, here's what happens. This is like a win-win, because if you believe in the community and you're here, you're holding your bags, you can monopolize on the increase up from this market value, right? By adding volume. You bought 0.2, 0.1, whatever. You're only going to make a couple bucks. When it gets to a certain level, you're not looking for double, triple X either. You're only looking for a couple bucks, 50s, 20 bucks at that point. If you're using 0.1, you're getting what right now, like 14, 15 bucks. If that case, you're looking at about $5 that you want to make. When you make about $5, trim that off, and you can do one or two things. You can trim off that profit, that $5, $6, and keep the rest of it in for later value, right? So when it goes up more again, if it retraces this area, you could do this again every time you get one of these buys, right? So trim off profit, but then leave a certain amount in to accumulate your bag overall. That's the real power. All right. I don't want to make this video too long. It seems like I'm getting about 6 minutes, 7 minutes out of these averages. I hope that this finds you well. We're going to be making a process. Make sure that you like and subscribe if this is the first time. I hope to see you inside. I'm Trader Max. We'll see you next time. And as always, trade well.